How's everybody doing today? It is Psydug once again, and I've got a Terran versus Zerg gameplay for you. So I've been doing something a little bit different tonight in my play here. I've started practicing with builds that I'm looking at online. My strategy over the past few weeks has been to basically just build, off one base, 3 barracks, two reactors, 1 tech lab, a bunch of Marines and Marauders, and go as soon as I've got, Stim Pack. And the thing is, that actually won me a significant percentage of my games, but the games I would win that way ended very quickly, and I wasn't really learning anything from it. Aside from that, also, I guess the more obvious point for that being that you can't really get away with that kind of stuff against better players. I'm playing an unranked match here, actually, because, the ranked games, I feel like I need to be playing less ladder matches, like maybe 1 to 2 ladder matches a day, and then focusing on unranked for practice, because I've actually been doing fairly well on the ladder in Bronze League, but what ends up happening is I'll play a couple games, do really well, and then kind of start wrecking my ladder points by losing too many games after I've run out of bonus points. So, need to play a little bit less ladder matches. And before I actually really get started into the game proper, I wanted to give a shout out to AP Funston, DJ Midnight Wild, and Neekhill Seedew. I'm really sorry if I mispronounced that, man. But thank you guys for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. I'm actually trying to get to 100 subscribers right now, so if you want to help with that, all you've got to do is just click like on the videos if you like them, and consider sharing them with your friends on Facebook or Twitter if you're up for that kind of thing. But let's get right into it. So the build I'm using, I believe, is actually a Terran versus Protoss build, or that's what it's designed for. But I think it's called Rax FE into Widowmine. I'm not entirely sure what the name of it is. Basically, it's a fast expand build. Now, I played a couple of games using the build to the letter, even against a Protoss player, which is what it's meant for. And it seems like the timing of the expansion, which is actually at, where is it? At 20 supply, was kind of holding me back. And basically what would happen is people would show up with just a few units and kind of wreck me. So, what I've been doing instead, I delayed, in this game, I delayed the expansion, and I think it turned out alright. But basically the idea of this build is Widowmine, Harass, Widowmine drops. Now, I don't like Widowmines. I find them to be kind of a pain in the ass to use, and in general, I'm just not a big fan of them, being a part of the game, but that's, this is a newbie's perspective. My opinion is likely to change about these things at any time. In fact, a lot of times, some of the things I've said in these videos, my opinion has changed not long after they're uploaded, so don't mind me on that. But at the current moment, not really big into Widowmines, but I figured I really need to learn how to use them. In this game, I'm going to end up using them defensively quite a bit because, well, I'm kind of cautious that way sometimes. And also just because I felt like the timing of everything, like by the time I started getting Widowmines, here it's almost 7 minutes into the game, it just seemed prudent. But I am going to do a couple drops on him, and they're going to do some damage. Now, he had a Zergling here, and I missed that. He had a Zergling up here, or maybe not yet. Yeah, he did. He had a Zergling run up here, and I wanted to try and kill him before he got to the Widowmine. But no, he sees I'm building Widowmines, and he says, "Oh no, you got me." People do not like Widowmines, it seems like. Not sure if he was being sarcastic or what. I'm gonna go for my first Widowmine drop here. I think I must have spotted this expansion, or I will shortly. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop there, because I feel like that's gonna be the easier place. And he's gonna show up with some Mutalisks. And at that point, I'm thinking, okay, well, I might need to change some things. He's going to go ahead and take out all of these guys. It's kind of a painful loss, but I'm going to run up with some Marines and this Widowmine. People run from those, man. Like, you put one of those down, people run. They're pretty intimidating, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and put that guy down right there, and off he goes. And I start SCV production again. Oh, wow. Well, That sucks. I should have been doing that right away. Either way, though, starting to build some Marines here. Now, I think it probably took me... It definitely took me too long to get... Here I am at... I'm at 2,000 resources here. I should have had a couple more barracks by now. Not sure why I didn't. I think I'm just kind of like just trying to feel my way through this build. Oh yeah, and we missed my first drop. Now that's actually gonna do some damage to him. I think I'm gonna take out a few workers there before he comes down with this overseer and takes us out. And there we go. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to do one more drop. This one's gonna be a little less successful. Not successful at all, really. And that one, you missed it, because I've got it on faster here, and I was having a hard time paying attention to everything going on at once, but I actually dropped here and left the Widow Mines sitting up for a little bit too long. This is why I don't like them. They're just a pain in the ass to try and deal with. I always end up hitting the wrong key instead of E, and they just kind of sit there, and they're a pain. But nonetheless, I'm going to continue making them throughout this game, and I think they're actually going to do some work for me. Let's go ahead and speed this game up just a little bit for the time being. Hopefully I will remember to slow it down. I'm going to try to do some kind of goofy things throughout this match. I think over here, at some point I'm going to start building proxy starports, because he's continuing to build these guys. I'm thinking, okay, I'll build a couple of starports here and start just hitting them with Vikings. I don't know why, just being silly, I guess. And of course, I'm going to be building these turrets here, and those are going to help me out quite a bit. After watching this replay, I was really glad I did that, because he's got this big mass of mutilisks? Mutilisks? Yeah. And he's going to come in here and try to take me out. I don't know why this Widow Mine is sitting up like that. He makes quick work of my medevac and then runs off to avoid dying, but he's just not going to really be able to get an angle here, because I've got a lot of units. Mutilisks are a pain in the ass. You really, like, when it seems like in every matchup, you know, I've watched a couple of, you know, Day9 and Husky, I think I've heard them both say things about people building too many turrets in Bronze League. But it almost feels to me like I'm never building enough, because I'm constantly being attacked by air units. You know, I guess that's something that you learn over time. How many of those you really need to build. I guess really what I see pro players doing is just putting them behind their mineral lines, and that's about it. And Marines seem to do fairly well against units like that. So he's running up here with all these roaches. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not sure why it's... but at the same time, and wow, I miss things a lot. At the same time, I was attacking his base. Made some decent headway, but it was time for me to run back to defend. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up those roaches. And looking back at the replay here, I think I could have done some work. Oh, up here, these are my... We've already passed the point of my silly starports. But here I'm building a couple proxy barracks. I don't know. It seems like this might have actually helped me throughout the match. Because he was really focused on these dumb things I was doing over here. I think it ends up paying off, but I'm sure it looks pretty Bronze League to a lot of you guys. But what I was going to say is it looks like here I could have maybe gone in. No, actually, now that I'm looking at it, maybe not. Got a lot of roaches there. But so I decided instead to kind of keep my army near my base and start expanding once again, because I think I'm running out of minerals here, already run out of minerals here. And at this point, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barracks. I'm going to be continuing to build more and just crapping out Marines and Marauders as fast as I can. Probably needed a few more medevacs. I think this game I was really low on medevacs. I don't know why I didn't have more of them. I built this tech lab here and got the upgrade for medevacs, but I probably should have just gone with the reactor and built more. But it ends up working out okay. At this point, he has started expanding up here. I find it because I see one of these dudes going up there at some point in the match, so I know it's around here somewhere. Eventually I do find it, and here I'm going to go ahead and go in for the kill on these guys. So I end up, he's sending a huge force here. I end up attacking this. I don't think I saw that quite yet, but at this point I'm sure I do. And I end up going ahead and trying to attack these. And as soon as it becomes apparent to me that I am not going to be able to defeat this, I go ahead and run back and just like, okay, well, I'm going to take this out. And then try to take out as many of these guys as I can before he takes out my army. Because, not to worry, I have another one already. So, he ends up taking that out. No big deal. And over here, I am preparing my other force to protect my... I think I'm trying to protect myself against this here in a second, but I will end up moving out. Speed up again. But yeah, guys, I mean, trying new builds, I think, is going to become really, really important for me at this point in my development, because, I mean, for a good week or two there, nothing was really happening. I was just doing the same thing over and over again. All my games kind of turned out the same way. So, I kind of took a break for a couple of days, and now I'm just sitting here kind of experimenting with the different builds I find. I've been using the site gosubuilds.com, and they don't actually have that many builds available from what I can see. If you guys know of another website that just has a ton of builds on it, that's all in one place, because I've been finding a lot of builds in different spots, let me know. So here I end up, he re-expands here, so I'm going to end up taking this out. I'm not sure why he didn't notice me here. At the same time, I'm sending a force to his base. It's going to intercept this force. I can only imagine he's getting ready to reinforce these guys up here. And that was kind of a lucky break. I was actually setting that towards his base, and just kind of found those guys, and he GG's. And I was kind of excited about this match, guys, because this is actually, I beat a Silver League player, which for some of you is not going to mean a whole lot. For me it does, because I'm a Bronze League player and I'm not very good. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching once again. I will see you next time.